So finally, this is the last session for today. In session 12, we will explain the assistance program for developing countries. Mr. Machida Shinya, Director General of International Relations Bureau from the association, will give you an overview of program. And Mr. Kimura Sei, Director of the Office for Innovation and SDGs, Operation Strategy Department of the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, will explain the details of the support offered to participants under the assistance program. Mr. Machida and Mr. Kimura, the floor is yours.
Hello again and again and again. Now that we talk about the assistance program for developing countries, to make sure that this session does not eat into the dinner time, so I try to be quick and concise. And first of all, we should talk about the basic concept of the assistance program for the developing countries. But before that, let me talk about how how this program is funded. The assistance program for developing countries is funded by the Japanese government. And Japanese government budgetary system is based on the single year principle, meaning that budget requests are made in the previous year. The government determines the budget with the approval of the national parliament. The Japanese financial year runs from April to March. But a draft government budget is given a financial year is normally approved around December of the previous year. For this reason, please understand the program touched upon now is only provisional, and we have requested to the Japanese government, and we will request the Japanese government. I think that with these hedges, we discussed the basic concept. And first of all, that basic concept and goods and supply and services provided in kind, in principle. But of course, the daily allowances for your stay in Japan will be paid in cash or by alternative method, including transfer to your bank account. But your flight, for example, flight to Japan will be booked by the association, and the tickets will be delivered to you, and you can use the accommodation provided by us free of charge. And for electricity, gas, and water charges at the accommodation, the association contracts directly with the utility company and pays the company. This means in this assistance program for development countries, no replacement payment are made by participants, which means that you bought something for you, and then just send the invoice to us, and you are not able to ask for such a repayment. Okay, now just let me go to the some more specific items. Supporting items for pavilions, and first of all, for the Type C for participants in the Type C pavilions, there is no charge for use and maintenance of the building. The association arranges and pays for electricity, chilled water for air conditioning, cleaning, and internet, as well as hiring attendants. But we would like to arrange for one attendant to be present in each booth. Due to the liability concerns, we must ensure that attendants paid for by association are not engaged in sales activities. And if you really need a participant for that purposes, you have to employ such sales attendant at your expense. For each Type A pavilion, the association will call for tenders for interior work, including setting up of each exhibition space. So what is important is that you should explain well to this contractor the concept and contents of the exhibition you wish to realize in your space. We consider it possible to cover the basic construction work with the support program. However, if you like to have a special exhibition that requires extra costs, an additional construction contract will have to be signed between the participant and the construction operator, and the cost will be borne by the participants. Now, type B. The next slide describes the support for the type B pavilion. And basic scope is same as for type B, but for type B, interior work for each pavilion is to be arranged and paid for by the participants. The interior work including floor and wall finishes and air conditioning. In case it is necessary to have office spaces or toilet in the pavilion, construction work is also required to equip them. And construction work is also required to equip them and partition in the space. A business matching meeting with the interior decoration contractor will be held tomorrow. I hope the meeting will help you start preparation for your pavilions. Of course, this business meeting is not for assistance program participants because because these for these countries eligible for assistance program, we are going to find such corporations. As for the cost for this work, depending on the scale of the construction work, but our provisional standard estimate is around $1 million. So, as for the difference between type B and type C of the assistance program for the construction pavilion can be summarized as shown. So this part, and for type B, the participant will assign contractors and own its cost. And also, here, for the type C, non-developing country participants, you have to assign operators and own its cost. Also here. So the kind of this part of the type C will be handled by the association and handed over to the participants. And this part, also the association will assign operators on its cost with budgetary limits, and this is the same for type C. As for the pavilions, we have more items to support. Although it is only available to the participants selecting type C, there is no charge for use. That one equipped with, for charge for the use, the one equipped with desk, chairs, and the internet access by the association. And next part is about the transportation. This is for both type B and type C. At EXPO 2005 IG, this was not covered by the assistance program, but today we would like to announce that we are planning to arrange for the forwarders to transport the exhibit from the ports of the participating countries to the EXPO site. We are still, the details are still to be finalized, but our plan is that for ocean transport, the association will arrange 120-foot container for each country. And please note that transport is good for transport of goods for sale is not covered. For countries where it is necessary to use air transport or where there is no transport network by the Japanese forwarders, you can consult with us individually. Now, we just go to the other aspect on the assistance on the exhibition. I think that JICA partner will explain a bit detailed way. As JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency will give more detail later. We will provide training in Japan and dispatch experts to the participating countries to assist in the planning of your exhibitions. We also plan to invite your curators to Japan when the exhibition is being finalized. Then information dissemination. The association will also support the establishment of the virtual pavilions for every country in the virtual expo. The association will tender for operators, and you will consult with the assigned operators to build your country's pavilions on the platform. We will also promote each country's pavilion to Japan and the rest of the world via our official websites and social media such as YouTube. The association will also edit videos to be shown in the pavilions and prepare display to show them. And we also plan to invite media people from each country to cover the expo. And this is the set of the promotional activities. Then next goes to the IPM. We are planning to have the 2 more IPM at least in autumn this year and autumn next year. So we invite 2 representatives from each country, which starts from this IPM. Now, a more supporting item, and the 5th is about the invitation program for staff working on the expo. We plan to provide airfare and accommodation for staff who will stay on site for duration of the expo. Up to 3 members will be allowed, with 2 round trips per person to allow for temporary return trips. And I think that might answer some concerns of some gentleman from Central Africa. And accommodation will be provided in that 2 multi-bedroom units per country. Daily allowance will be paid to these staff in cash. We will also provide advice guidance for the staff who will be staying with us. The aim is to help them learn simple Japanese and tips on the daily life in Japan. Number 3 is at the invitation of the staff family members. We would like to also plan to support staff family members to visit Japan. Although this would be for a short stay, but we plan to arrange flights for about 3 people in total and provide them with daily allowances and accommodation fees for the duration of their stay. And details, as I told you before, is still provisional. It's subject to the National Parliament's discussion on the budget, but this is our plan. We hope that this kind of arrangement will just answer some concerns from the developing countries. And national days, the other guy just talked about National Day before, but this is also our plan, is that the number is still undecided, but we are considering with the Japanese government about paying for airfare and daily accommodation expenses for those who come to Japan to operate the national day events. And also we plan to cover the cost of running the national day events and organizing receptions. We are, if you ask for the exact amount, we are not able to answer, but this is our plan. So lastly, that I would like to mention the items impossible to be covered by assistance program. The first is that the cost of purchasing exhibits. The exhibit must be purchased by the participants and the association cannot bear the cost. On the other hand, the basic fixtures, fittings, decorations, and transportation required for the exhibition will be ordered arranged by the association. Also, this is within the scope of the budget. And also, the second relates to the commercial goods and the commercial activities. So, and both for both type and type C participants, for both type B and type C, participants do not have to pay rent for exhibition spaces, whether it is commercial space or not. Please use the location free of charge. However, the participants are responsible for any cost related to the goods to be sold, including transport, customs clearance, taxes, and warehousing costs. If you plan to serve food and drinks, you will also be asked to pay for the water and sewage. It's a kind of a very quick presentation, and as the representative from the Marshall Islands told us, there are lots of the follow-up questions on this item. But as the MC has already told you, we are wrapping up all the questions asked, unanswered questions during today's event, and we will definitely go back to you via individual channel or via participant portal. And since that you're going to have a good networking session after this, and also you are going to have an excursion and other events, you please make use of these opportunities to share your concerns, your questions with our liaison officers and OSS people. Thank you very much. Now we pass the floor to the JICA.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kimura from the Office for Innovation and SDGs from JICA headquarters in Tokyo. I'm very glad to see all of the participants from various countries. JICA, as an implementing body to provide official development assistance under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan, we are very pleased to support your participation to the EXPO 2025 Osaka, Kansai, Japan. So we have conducted a survey program for promoting worldwide participation in EXPO 2025 Osaka, Kansai, Japan. I would like to just highlight the outline of the assistance program, which is provided by JICA in Japanese fiscal year 2023 up to the end of the February next year. Let me highlight the objective and the background of the survey program, why JICA is involving this process. Since we are focusing on achievement of the SDGs, and the Osaka Kansai Expo is highlighted as SDG Expo, so which is very close to help the world achievement of the SDGs and also make a leapfrog to age beyond the SDGs. So we expect the visitors, mainly in the Japanese citizens, to enhance the understandings of the global issues in line with the South theme, which is saving lives, empowering lives, and connecting lives. And under our contract to our consultant team, we are planning to collect and analyze the information for our reference, and also we are planning to conduct virtual invitation programs, online conference. First one is coming to this month, and which is open to the relevant officials. And the third one is the invitation program to Japan, based on the each shared pavilion from September to October. Each invitation will be in 8 days, and we are inviting one person representative per each country. And as a result of our consultation, we are planning to develop your exhibition plan. And this is the process of creating an exhibition component. In Japanese fiscal year 2023, from April to February 2024, we offer the consultation service with invitation program, both in virtual and physically in Japan. We firstly formulate the exhibition concept together with our consultant team and your team member. And through the virtual invitation and also the physical invitation to Japan, this is the basis of our consultation to make this plan in detail into the exhibition layout. This is the final outcome of our consultation service up to February 2024. And if the budget is allowed from the Japanese cabinet, we are planning to conduct the extra consultation service in Japanese fiscal year 2024, but which is still tentative, so we shall inform you. It's to be confirmed. And the first upcoming event is the virtual invitation program in June 2023, which is this month. This is the first online meeting to the participating countries' person in charge to enhance sufficient understandings and the outline of the exhibition plan and the preparation policy or guidelines. It could be the same opportunity for the relevant officials, same as this international planning meeting. We shall provide information about the overall theme and concept from the association and the preparation process from the sub-team and the guidelines and special regulations by the association and also assistance program by the association. And we divide it into the 4 groups based on the time zone inside the one group per shared pavilion. So each virtual invitation program will be held from 19th, 21st, and 23rd of June. And this session will be recorded and provided later on. So if your colleagues are missing the opportunity, please just check the recorded session. And we have already sent the related information via email on 25th of May and reminded on 29th of May to your colleagues. So our application deadline is the final minutes of the June 12th, next Monday. So please just remind your colleagues to respond properly. And once you nominate this person in charge, this person in charge will be the main counterpart of our consultation team, as well as the nominee of the invitation program to Japan. So we set the nominee qualification as described on the screen. Those person shall be a person who is already in a particular leadership position with direct involvement in the journey to the EXPO 2025. So we are very excited to work with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Matsuda-san and Kimura-san. Now we are going to take the questions from the floor. If you have questions, please raise your hand. Yes, please.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation today. My name is Thong Ma Lai and I'm from Laos. So I have some questions regarding to the assistance program. For the first question would be about the 20-feet container that will be supported from the organization. Is that going to be like 2 ways? Carrying the exhibit items from, for example, from our countries to Japan, and after the expo ended, from Japan back to our country. So, and the second question is going to be about, as you mentioned about the 3 family tickets, is that possible if we could transfer for 3 family tickets to the staff? Because we only have like here 3 tickets for the staff. If we could transfer, then we're going to have more, like maybe total 6 tickets in total for our staff to be, that they could come and help in the pavilions. And also I'm wondering about the transportation provided from the apartment. Let's say from the apartment to here to the expo site. Is that going to be some transportation provided for the staffs, or if not, and then could it be like the metro tickets available for them? Okay, so I'll take like 3 questions first, and then I'll follow up with some more. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. And you have, I think, 3 questions. And the first of the 20-feet container, and at least as for our budgetary and some financial talks with the government, we have confirmed that we are going to have the at least that one-way assistance from your country to the Japan, but we are still just in the process of negotiation. If we can support any return use of the 20-feet container, so I will just update you on this issue in due course. And as for the 3 tickets questions, I am not very sure about your point, but this 3 tickets for the temporary return to your country is only for the 3 people, not for 6 people. I'm not sure that I'm just catch your questions. Okay. And as for the support for the transportation and from the accommodation to the pavilion site, I think you can pay for the public transportation from your daily allowance. So that is my question. But if I misunderstood about the second question, you can just talk to me later, or you can just. I think I will ask our expert to be more. Give you the more correct answers. Thank you.
Thank you. So next question, please.
Hello, Marshall Islands. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Machida for the very, very informative presentation. It answered most of the questions that I had. Thank you for that. I just need some clarity on the 20-foot container. I understand that in your presentation you said it's not for commercial products. Is that correct? Because for Dubai, we had in the container, it was, of course, free shipment to and from the Marshall Islands to Dubai and back. And what we, included in the container was not only our exhibition items, but also commercial goods. Is that allowable? And if not, then you mentioned the cost of warehousing these goods. Can we get more details on that and the cost or the fees that are associated with that? Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall Islands, for your questions about container. right now we have to repeat my presentation. Well, I think Dubai has been much more generous on that, but we are generous also. We are trying to be generous, but of course think about kind of the situations are quite different from country to country and expo to expo. And right now that my answer is unchanged. We will just at least for one way kind of transportation by the 20 feet container will be covered for the exhibition items. So for some other commercial goods, I think we are not able to cover. This is our tentative, our conclusion for now.
Okay, so next question, please.
Merci. Merci.
Thank you. Thank you very much for presentation. Thank you for information. This is a general observation, which means a comment regarding the preparation of the Expo Osaka. You mentioned in the beginning that for the success of Expo, many countries should participate in that, and each country can exhibit the particular charms or the characteristics. Otherwise, many countries cannot participate. And regarding the various questions, so far we have not come to grasp the detailed information in your answer. Without the detailed information, difficult to respond. As you mentioned, each country has a special features that should be captured so that as many countries as possible can participate. I think that's best things to do. My comment.
Your valuable comments, and definitely that we are working with you more detailed way. As for the Type C and Type B and Type C participants, we have just started the process for more kind of a country basis discussion. Please take a look at the guidelines we have sent and we are going to send, and starting from the concept design, concept and basic design, and detailed design, I think we can pay attention to your unique characters and kind And as I told you repeatedly, we do have the very experienced and kind and friendly liaison officers, and they will be. I think it is not fair enough to a boss to just pass all the responsibility to the liaison officers, but they are the person who understand your countries very well, and since that they might not have the previous knowledge about your countries, but I think we are going to learn about you, and we hope that with the participation of your countries and the organizations, we make this expo a fantastic success. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Well, thank you again. Thank you for a very informative presentation. I think we got some of the answers we wanted. I just want to quickly say to you that after traveling for 2 days, when we got to the airport, your team was prompt and they were courteous, and I say congratulations. But going back to the assistance package, we would like to look at the container issues. I come from Liberia, and I know you know my president is His Excellency Dr. George Manenwia. We'd like to be at the next expo by the grace of God. But if you tell us that we, in Dubai, it was lessons learned from the Dubai experience that a container will leave West Africa with a shared pavilion, a 24 container with a shared pavilion with just exhibition items. So there's a need to look at the container issue. And if you go back to the government, I don't know about others, and say in Dubai there was a container in, and then there was a deactivation of the pavilion, and the container was taken back to Liberia. But in Japan, they will only do one way. The government will say, okay, well, that's going to be an issue. It's going to be very challenging. I think I proposed that we looked at it, and I would like to find out if we're going to get an official license for countries' participation at this expo in Osaka. And then, of course, what is the information on bank transfer in terms of doing things in Japan? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your question. And I do understand, and we continue to just discuss the container issue, transport issue with the government, if it is possible to just give you the return transport, cover the return transport. But as I told you before, it is due to the country situations. We are not committed right now, but we try our best. And as for the transfer of money, that is your question? Huh? Yes. As for the money transfer issues, that we haven't prepared for the answer for that, but we will try to make sure that via smooth transfer of money, I hope that your pavilions will be managed and well during the expo period. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Pedro Milam from Equatorial Guinea. I would like to, first of all, I would like to thank Japanese excellent organization. And secondly, my concern is about the logistic management in terms of the country that doesn't have Japanese consulate. As for instance, our country, in order to leave our country and manage the visa to the neighbor country, we face some difficulty. I wish the Japanese government or IPM organization to improve a little bit the logistics, so the ticket can cover the transportation from our country to the neighbor country in order to get the visa. So it's not easy to us to travel to another country in order to get visa. So the first time we face difficulty. And the next IPM, we wish the IPM organizer to improve this issue. That is my concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question about visa. And to just come to the next IPM. As for the visa requirement, I think that there is some unchangeable part of the Japanese law and regulation, and we are not sure that we can cover the cost for the visa application. And let me just discuss with our people, and if we can do some extra kind of work for the next IPM. Thank you.
Okay. Next, please.
Okay, good afternoon. It's Sharon from Zimbabwe again. I have two questions. The first one was one that you presented at first when we had the assistance program PowerPoint on. It's about the exhibition, what you were calling exhibition work, that you said Type C pavilion country members should pay for. If you could kindly give a brief description of what you mean by exhibition work. And then the second one is I came across something to do with assistance for publicity activities that countries in the Type C pavilions could be conducting. So I wanted to find out if that indeed is assistance you will be providing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your question. And for the first question is about what you have to Type C Type C pavilions the work to do, and I think you have to do the necessary kind of installing the equipment and the other issues, I guess. So, number two is about the information dissemination. So I just missed I did not just get your second question. Can you repeat it?
Okay, I was saying I came across something to do with assistance that you might be offering for publicity activities that countries would like to conduct. So is this type of assistance being provided for? Just to clarify.
You're asking for an assistance for the Type C?
Yeah, specifically publicity. It was on publicity activities.
Okay. Also
being conducted.
Okay. Also the publicity activities. Just a moment. Let me just go to the slide. Well, first of all, that we can just help the building the virtual pavilions, and we can just help the creating the proportional contents. This is, I think that, and also we are going to have the on-site digital contents, materials to deliver message from participant plan to be installed, and the last one is the invitation of the press people for the promotes your pavilions in the global stage. I guess this is a planned assistance on the information dissemination and communication and promotion, I guess. Thank you.
Okay, well, there are many questions, but I'll go to the lady.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the presentation. Margaret again from Zambia. A lot of things have been clarified. Just one more item to do with the 40-foot container and the exhibition materials, non-commercial. I don't know whether I'm asking a question or I should put up a suggestion. In the last consignments that we had, I apologize again to compare with Dubai. we had what was not necessary, was partly exhibition material, but could also be sold off because it was materials for what we call small medium enterprises in our country, and these ones are really small enterprises. When they make their products and we want to promote them, we included them as part of exhibition material that could also be sold. Could that also be considered as exhibition material that can come into the 40-foot container? Because we don't consider it really to be large and commercial. It is commercial, but to a very, very small extent. Thank you.
Thank you for your very specific question about definition of the commercial goods. We can just I mean that if you I'm supposed to stick to the present the position for now, but our job is not to just stick to the very strict rules. And we also always work for your participating countries. And well, I think we need to just discuss inside the association about the definition of the commercial goods. Of course, that right now that I was not given to any mandate to broaden the definition of the exhibits, and I'm not able to just give you the concrete answer on the such a small and medium-sized companies' goods to be present in your space. But let us discuss inside the association and trying to find the room for improvement to answer your concerns.
Hello. All right, good afternoon. Maureen again from Jamaica. Just wanted to say thank you so much to the Japanese Association and JICA for all the help that you've been giving us and for facilitating our participation in the Expo. It's a long list of things that you're helping us with, and just want to say thank you. However, I just wanted to clarify in terms of the accommodation. Is it that the 3 persons that are being facilitated in the accommodation, will that include the Commissioner General, or the Commissioner General is being facilitated separately?
Thank you for your questions. It's accommodation. Let me just find the slide. I think we kind of assume that it is up to your decision, but I think that we assume the CG should be one of the recipient of such a assistance program, and it is maybe 3 people means that maybe CG, possibly CG, deputy CG, and some director for the exhibition. The choice is up to you, but we are not saying that CG plus 3, but it could be the 3 people, including the CG. That is our assumption right now. Thank you.
Just to clarify my question, I wanted to know if the CG will be facilitated in the same accommodation as the other 2 persons. Basically, I think that's what you're saying, but just want to be clear.
Yes, it is CG plus 2.
Okay, thank you. Well, the scheduled time to end this session is 6 o'clock, but still this session is very important, we believe. So we are going to take the questions, but please make the questions simpler and also answer simpler. We appreciate it. So next, please.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. My name is Tilati, and I'm from Tuvalu. I would like to ask about the stipends, how much staff will get. Is it the same as previous Expo? As we know, it's 100 US a day. Second question about the shipment. I understand it has reduced from 2 to 1 from the last Expo, so I appreciate that's okay, and I thank you for that. But just for the timely arrival of the container, I would appreciate to be arranged to be on time. As my experience from Dubai, it was late, so we couldn't able to set up until we have to wait for the arrival of the container. My third question regarding the stipends. So we had given our cards, like ATM card, so we get our stipend, like deposit into these cards. So the problem that I found in Dubai is that we were not able to view our bank account details online. We were even banned from doing online payments, only restricted within UAE. So is it the same thing as Dubai? As Osaka? Thank you. Sorry, one more, just the last comment. I appreciate the services or the assistance rendered for families to bring over. So if I'm a staff, I would be able to bring my family members, but I would appreciate if you look into or consider at least a month for the staff to be able to unite with the wife or spouse with his or her children, at least a month. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure that I have time to answer all the questions, but as for the last questions, we are not decided about the duration of the short period for the invitation of the family members. We will discuss inside the association, discuss with the participants, and find out the possible solution to your demands. And number 3, that online payments and during the Expo period, I think that is your question, right? I think that different departments is talking about discussing the online payments on the issue, and I don't have any answers to that. So if you we can answer to your questions later with other questions. And number 1 is how many staff you'll be provided. Is that we are able to just cover the employment of the one attendant per participating countries. That is my answer. So as for the shipment issues, I guess this is the common. I think we gave you lots of the kind of problem about the shipment things, and we will just try to answer the shipment issues as a whole in the later stage. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Further right, please.
Good day. I am Kathy John from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I have a few things I need clarified. The first one is about the return container. I get that you're saying you're not as generous as Dubai was, but it's not just Dubai, it's all other expos that have taken part in since 2010. There has been provisions for a return container. And I think, if I'm not wrong, that is part of the BIE established principles for a return container to developing countries. Two, I know you say you are waiting on the government of Japan to give you concrete answers about the assistance program, but it is vitally essential that we have some kind of timeline of when there will be a signed or a concrete assistance program for developing countries, because you would appreciate that we have to also inform our governments so that we know where we stand in actually participating in EXPO 2025. Third, visa and travel issues. I know you have heard it already, but it's really a big issue for us. Now, my delegation has been traveling since Thursday just to get here yesterday. It has really taken a toll on us. There must be some other way to facilitate us to get here easier. Instead of having to go to consulate, spend a day, take another flight, spend another day, take another flight, spend another day just to get here. There are easier routes to get here. And I just wish that in consultation that we come to a conclusion when we having these tickets issued to get here at an easier route, because it's really taking a toll. Fourthly, I think it's essential that countries have a one-on-one, probably with their liaison officers or persons in charge of their regions, because there are a lot of unanswered questions that we have still. I know you say you don't have the answers and you have to wait, but time is of the essence. We are all accountable to our governments. Our governments want to know what, where, and how in terms of participation. We don't have a lot of time. 2025 is just around the corner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And as for the return container, I think that this is a common concerns, and we are, as I told you before, we try our best to just get the funding for return container, and second is that I mean that's questions, and you are kind of outstanding questions to be answered by the liaison officers and our office, and we understand that the time is limited, and we are to just drastically improve the staffing of the International Relations Bureau. So I hope that we hope that you can just get the prompt and precise answers to your questions. And as for the travel issues for the distant countries, and we understand that if we go to the Africa, we have to just prepare for a long time, and visa issues are there. So if you have, I think. I don't have instant answers for that, and visa requirement are here to stay. But next IPM is scheduled in November, and we have ample time to improve, taking into consideration of your concerns voiced right now. Thank you.
Okay, next question, please.
Thank you. My name is Rahel Oforiwa Enim-Sapong from Ghana. Please, I want you to clarify this point under purchase exhibits. If you could go back to that slide for me.
Which one? Which are you talking about?
Purchase exhibits. I think the first slide or
Purchase?
some. Purchase of exhibits.
It is inside the assistance program.
Yes.
Patches, you said?
And that type C pavilion or something. And the important notes.
わかんない。一番最後。
Is that the last one?
This one?
Yes, purchase of exhibits. Please clarify for me what you mean by basic features, fittings, decorations, and transportation. I'm asking this because the first sentence says any goods, works, and other items to be exhibited must be purchased by the participants. So, for instance, if my exhibit is supposed to be on screens in the pavilion, will you classify the screens to be basic fixtures or what? So please clarify this point in the red ink for us.
You said screens?
Yes.
Well, I think that this item says that any goods and work and other items to be exhibited must be purchased by the participants. Means that I think these items must be kind of purchased and procured in your home country and brought to Japan. This sentence says that this exhibit must be made prepared by the participating countries, and we are not able to cover the cost for purchasing or producing these items. That is what this sentence says. I'm not sure there is if there is some misunderstanding of your questions, please tell me.
So, say, for example, if I'm not bringing any physical exhibits, but would rather want to showcase my content on TV screens, big screens in the pavilion, are you saying we should buy it ourselves?
Big screens in TV?
Yes, in the pavilion. Are you saying we should buy it ourselves?
Okay, I think that there must be rooms to buy the such kind of TV and TV screens and the assistance program, but it is given to you. You are not able to buy yourself. こんな感じ? We can provide such kind of screens or TV sets to exhibit your work. It might be covered by the assistance program.
Thank you, sir.
Further back.
Thank you. Talofa, my name is Alena from Tuvalu. Just a few questions from this side. I just need some clarification on the staff visit to Japan. Am I correct in thinking that the assistance provided will only be applicable to 3 staff members throughout the 6 months of the EXPO Osaka? My other question, can we know the extent of the assistance provided to developing countries regarding interior designs? If we want to add some extra decorations or fixtures into our allocated space, is that included in the assistance provided? Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
As for the first question is that we have, let me just go back to the slide. Well, I think that the number for the number of the staff, your members to be supported by us is 3 So this is decided, almost decided. And I'm not sure about what is the additional, the fixture. Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about, the additional fixture.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just clarify, elaborate my question. So I meant the fixtures, like if we wanted to add more panels or things to at least assist us with exhibiting our content. Is that under your assistance?
Yes.
Can I also...
Yes, we can just assist and exhibition work under the limits of our budget, which will be determined by the national parliament in due course.
Thank you. Can I just elaborate my first question, please? So the understanding that we now have is that the 3 staff members, it will be a changeable at least like 2 months, and then we change the 3 staff. Is that, am I correct in understanding that?
So that means that you maybe in the 8-month kind of period, and first 4 months you're going to have some 3 members, and next 4 months you're going to have a different 3 members.
Yeah, that's
for the expo. Well, it seems possible. It seems possible. Yeah, I think because it does not change the amount of money for the assistance. So I think that you can just as you are going to prepare for the Type C or Type B pavilions, please just double check with the liaison officers. I think, but it seems to be possible to me.
Okay, thank you.
Merci. Moi, c'est Alain.
Thank you. From Burundi. We thank you for answering to our questions. E and F. The accommodations, 3 persons would come to Japan, and others stay in E and F. They share the same apartment. But there are A, B, C, D as well. Excuse me, E and F. There are three rooms with just 1 bathroom. So if there are 3 persons, share the E or F, and then the wife will come to visit, and then so 3 wives may come. So couples are three couples with 1 bathroom. That would be difficult. So please consider that 3 pairs will share the 3 DK. When the family members come at the same time, we need some improvement.
In this, I'm not sure that it is mentioned in this slide, but our plan is that for the developing countries, our plan is to give the two rooms. I mean, that invited in my previous presentation, because just produced some misunderstanding. But our plan is that we are going to give the 2 rooms. So that means that the total number to stay in the rooms is maybe 6, which means, but the money for the accommodation we cover only 3. But if you invite your wife, children, and regardless of the gender, maybe you can just stay in the 3-4 room A and 3-4 room B. So I think that we are not going to try to create a very congested situation. I just try to answer your concerns. So it is I produced misunderstanding, but to repeat, the number of the rooms to be provided during this program is 2. This one. 2 apartment rooms. So there should be. It might be a kind of a solution to you. And because of the gender, you can put the men's on the room A and women's in room A. Maybe 1 toilet and kitchen and bathroom for the 3 people is fairly reasonable.
Any other questions? No more? Okay, thank you very much for your questions, and thank you very much, Machida-san and Minoru-san.
Thank you very much for your tough questions, and tough questions always just improve our association, and we try to answer your questions as much as possible, and as we wrap up this meeting. Thank you very much.
So this concludes today's program. Thank you very much for your cooperation during a long day filled with lots of questions. Well, before the dinner, I need to announce 4 more things very briefly. I try to do it very briefly. The first, the dinner will start 7 o'clock, and please go to the dinner room around 6:40. That's the first one. Second one, tomorrow's excursion, you need to go to the front lobby 15 minutes before the departure time. Third, if your travel to Osaka is covered by our association this time, you can take a bus to the airport. So on the way you leave this hotel, please check the whiteboard at the lobby. Fourth, this is quite important. Please leave this device, which is simultaneous interpretation devices, onto the desk. Do not bring back with you. So that's all. Thank you very much again, and we'll see you later at the dinner. Thank you. Thank you.